Good day, everyone. My name is Tina Kirby, aka Mama Hen. For our first project today, we're going to be making buttermilk, sour cream, and chive biscuits. So let's get started. I'm starting off with 6 tablespoons of good quality unsalted butter, and I'm going to grate that into my 1 cup of flour, half a cup of bread flour, and half a cup of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm grating in 6 tablespoons of good unsalted butter. Scratch that, it's 4 tablespoons. 6 tablespoons total of 4 tablespoons of good unsalted butter and 2 tablespoons of butter flavor shortening. Into 1/2 cup bread flour, good quality bread flour, and all-purpose flour. And here are my 2 tablespoons of butter flavor shortening. And the purpose for adding the shortening is to lighten the biscuit, gives it a fluffier feel to it. And so this is why you add the 2 tablespoons of shortening. And then I'm just going to blend that in, mix all that in until we get pea-sized crumbs. Make sure that your butter is cold or frozen before grating to keep it from melting so fast. Now to that, I want to add 1 tablespoon of instant vanilla pudding mix. Why do I add the pudding mix? To make it a softer, fluffier biscuit. I have always add pudding mix to just about everything I bake. Go ahead and blend those ingredients well. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of chives. Go ahead and incorporate that. To that, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of whole fat buttermilk and 2 tablespoons of sour cream. What you want to do is make a well in your flour and butter mixture and then pour that right into the center. And go ahead and fold the dry ingredients into the liquid. Now the dough is going to be sticky, and that's fine. You want a sticky dough. Once we're done with that, we're going to turn it out, the dough, onto the counter. Flour it lightly, flour the counter, and then turn your dough out onto it. So your dough should look like this. You're going to turn your dough out onto the floured surface. And once you've accomplished that, you want to lightly flour the surface of the dough. And just pat the dough out. Turning over and patting the dough out. Fold it over once more and pat the dough out. You really don't need a rolling pin. Your hands are good enough. And then turn the dough over again. You want to do this about 5 or 6 times. And what that accomplishes is that it gives your biscuits layers. Then you want to cut your dough in half with a bench scraper and then pat out again. Being careful not to add too much flour. Adding too much flour makes for a tough biscuit. Cut your dough again in half and stack. I'll do that one more time and stack. Once you've accomplished that, you want to pat it out into a square. As much as you can. Pat it out in a square, about 1/2 inch thick. Now, I use square cookie cutters. This is a large square cookie cutter. So you want to lightly flour your cookie cutter and then cut your dough out. Now, when you're cutting, make sure to press the cookie cutter down. Do not twist it. When you twist the cutter, it seals off the edges of the biscuit, thus making it less likely to rise. It will rise, but it won't rise as high. So be careful not to twist your cutter when making biscuits. And I'm just making half a batch. So I'll get about 3 biscuits or so. 1/2 inch thick biscuit, about three and a half large biscuits. If you do the medium size cutter, you'll get about 4 to 6 biscuits. Looks like we're going to get 3 and a half. All right, we're done with that. The next step is we're going to place these, the biscuit dough into the freezer to chill while we're warming up our oven. You want to set your oven at 450 degrees. The higher temperatures is for baking light and fluffy but evenly baked biscuits. Evenly baked biscuits is what you're going for. So we'll place the biscuit dough in the freezer while we're preheating our oven to 450 degrees. Hold the line. It is essential that you bake biscuits with a cast iron pan or skillet. Cast iron is the best for biscuits. So you want to preheat your cast iron as well. Now you can use any type of baking dish, but biscuits are made best with cast iron. Now I like to clean up as I go along, so I'm just going to clean up here until the biscuits are ready to go into the oven. So hold the line, don't go anywhere. So I want to take the time to thank each and every one of my viewers for tuning in to this, my first video. I'll be coming on weekly, 2 to 3 times a week, and so it should be fun. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. a little bit ahead of myself, but the oven is almost set to 450 degrees. One other point to make is if you have a convection oven, as I do, you want to heat your oven 25 degrees less than if you were using your conventional oven. So keep that in mind. Okay, I'm back. We've got just a few more minutes to wait before baking off the biscuits. And what you want to do before they go into the oven, you want to lightly baste the dough with buttermilk or butter, whatever you prefer. I like to use buttermilk. It gives it a nice sheen to the biscuits and just nice presentation. I'm all about presentation. So hold the line. Okay, we're ready to put the biscuits into the oven. We've got a nice chill on them, and I'm going to lightly baste them with buttermilk. All right. Now our skillet is preheated, and so I'm going to lightly spray it with cooking spray so that the buttermilk biscuits don't stick to the bottom. And then I'm going to place them close together into the skillet. Now, a very important tip whenever you're baking, especially bread of any kind, you want to take a water bottle and mist the inside of your oven, creating humidity. Humidity allows your baked good to rise even more. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the oven. Like 20 sprays is good. All right, and the biscuit dough is ready to go in the oven. Gonna bake those for about 15 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. So to tell you a little bit about me, I've been baking for almost 30 years. I've baked commercially for a couple of companies. I have a part-time baking business. And so baking is my passion. It's always been that. Now, I don't know everything that there is to know about baking because I never went to school. I just have a passion for what I do. And what I do, I'm pretty good at it. So, I've been baking almost as long as my daughter is old. She'll be 32 this year. So I've been baking since she was 2 years old. So that's letting you know a little bit about me. Moving forward, because I'm just new at this, moving forward, I'll try to condense the videos down a little bit, so there's not that gap, you know what I'm saying? So I'll do better as we go along, and you're on this ride, this adventure with me. I'll try to concise the videos down so as to not have so many gaps. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I'm big on is types of ingredients that I use for my baked goods. I don't do cheap. I just don't. I use grass-fed butter, the best butter that there is. I'm not going to name the name because I'm not trying to promote their business, but I use the best of the best ingredients. I use the best flour, and I don't use anything else. I use the best eggs whenever I'm baking a cake. I use the best eggs. So cheap doesn't work for me. Cost cutting does not work for me. I like good, wholesome, good ingredients, natural ingredients. The sugar, you can use just about any sugar, but especially when it comes to your eggs, your butter, and your flour, you want to use nothing but the best. Trust me on that. Use nothing but the best because it makes for a quality baked good. It just does. And I've noticed the difference in, even particularly with my flour. I'll just go ahead and tell you, I use King Arthur flour. It is just superb. It's just the best baking flour out there. My opinion, but a lot of bakers would agree with me that King Arthur flour is just the best all around flour to bake with. So good, wholesome ingredients is key to a good baked good, to an excellent baked good. And you'll see that when these biscuits come out. I do have a website if you'd like to order some baked goods or different flavors of extract. I sell vanilla, lemon, cinnamon, coconut, those types, the main extracts, almond, double strength almond. And so my website is Mama Hen's, MAMAHENS LLC.com for baked goods and flavored extracts. Going to check the biscuits. Got another 5 to 7 minutes more to go on those biscuits, but they're looking lovely. Hold the line. Here are just a few of my flavored extracts. This is vanilla extract, Mama Hen's vanilla extract, pure Madagascar vanilla. This is the coconut extract. This is a 4-ounce bottle of vanilla extract. And then here's lemon. I also have cinnamon, which I don't have shown, but that is available as well. So remember, Mama Hen's LLC.com. And that's just a little bit of what I do. Almost ready. Coming up, coming up. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'll just take one out of the pan to show you, even though it's extremely hot. They're extremely hot. Again, one more top look. And they smell amazing. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. See that? See that? Nice and fluffy buttermilk, chive, and sour cream biscuits. Bye.